got more action from the F1LL Racing League, and today's race is Mexico. As we're in qualifying, as we wait for the cars to go out on the circuit. A lot of new drivers today. One Bulky's back after a weekend out. Eldon's back after not racing for the last week. Juan's back after missing Britain, as he looks to do well in the championship. Tim is picked wrong tire. Yogurt is a new driver, also MNT Lion. This lobby is open to friends if people need their friends, if anyone would like to join for the race. As is a racing point in the back of Juan, who well, what happened there? I think he lagged out. He was weaving about with his ERS open and he just, I think he left. I think he wants an invite back. But that's a little unfortunate from him. Let's go on board the first car on track, and the Toro Rosso, or Alpha Torino known as. As it's EVR Sam not having the best of starts to the league, with Hungary and Britain both not finishing. But he's coming down the straight. Nice wide entry. As Big Boy Juan out of the session. He was leading the championship going into Silverstone, but not anymore, as he's out of this race, out of this qualifying session. Not exactly sure what happened, as Sam on the mediums makes his way around the track. Nicely navigated so far, as I think he's backed off. He's not using any of his ERS up, so I definitely think he's backed off at this point. There is a LR Yoga on his flying lap. I don't think Sam's posting a flying lap just yet. He is on mediums, he can probably go another lap. As he gets a little bit of oversteer and around through that corner. Around the final corner, and he backs off as a late break in. As we do see a little collision, not little, it looks pretty big, with Tim Santu Blazing's out the session and Bulky. As Blazing's out, Tim's got a penalty, and F1 Red Bull, the first one that's set in the town, with 117.1. We've only got two cars out qualifying, in Blazing and Big Boy Juan, who I don't think is coming back. After that, the incident he had, MNT Lion with a 114.2, very quick from him, as Fox Limitless with a 117.3. Sam is now on a flying lap. The navigates his way around the S's. Very well from him. Looking for redemption after those first two poor races. Eldon and Hydro Andy both crossing the line. No one really getting anywhere near that MNT Lion lap. As Evel Sam looks to come across the line, 6/10 quicker than F1 Fan Red Bull. Scumble Parallax, as he is our championship leader by like 17 points at the minute over who's he? It's like the Carrot with 116 flat, only 1.8 seconds off the pace. He is leading over Epic the Animal. As he's going to come on the final corner. Is this going to be the lap that contests? I don't think it's going to be anywhere near, to be fair. 117.3 putting in 5th. Not even able to contest. Yogurt's not on the lap. Bulky is on a lap on the final corner. Way off the pace. Who's on a lap? Hadjuandi's on another lap. He's going for another lap on those mediums. No, he's not. He's into the pits. Parallax. Let me just check his first sector time. He's not on another lap. Sam's in. Cypher is also coming into the pits. Let's go on board at Epic Animals. He's going around on his out lap. As I'm just gonna quickly, never mind, I can't. I was gonna send this and then invites out. To Juan, see if he's getting back in. As he's about to start his flying lap, Lion is also on another flying lap. F1 Red Bull and Tim all on out laps, sorry, not flying laps. He's going to come down the start-finish straight. There's a racing point of Bulky Volcano behind him. Epic is second in the championship behind Parallax at this point in time. But MNT Lion is 1.8 seconds clear of anybody at the minute. Daniel's going to have to put out something impeccable to beat that lap. Know what he's capable of. I can't actually remember the precise time he set around to last season. No, sorry, he wasn't in the last season. He's going to come up to the line and see. I don't think is he going to beat that 114.2. He's going to get very close. 15.1. I mean, Jesus. MNT Lion is just very quick. Let's go on board with Tim Wentink as he's coming around the S section on his lap. Let's go on board. Got a little bit of a lock up there. It's nice and deep into that corner of the looks of things. Not very nice. Navigating every single corner nicely now, and he's going to look like is he going to be the next one to challenge the time. He just about goes into third place. Not quite getting at the standards of MNT. F1 Red Bull is 6/10 off pole. I think that's off pole, or is that his previous best? I'm not sure if that's off pole. If that's off pole, it's a brilliant lap. No, it's not. Hadjuandi is on a lap. He put himself No, he's not on his flying lap. Let's go on board with Yogurt though. He's on his flying lap. That's not an invalidation. Very deep. I don't know if that's an invalidation. He is cutting every corner. I don't think it's enough for an invalidation. He boxes, not set his lap yet. Santu Racer is about to start his lap, I think. Yes, he is. Bulky Volcano I don't exactly know what he's doing on 4 lap all softs. Andy, a second up on his time. It's not going to be enough for pole, but it's going to be enough to beat Sam's time, I think. Yes, it is. Sam's also on time. He's 2/10 up in that first sector. I think he's going to look to come back on Andy and maybe even cycle the carrot, as the gap in this field so far is a huge gap. It's kind of close in the midfield, and then as soon as you get to the front runners, it's just a huge gap. I don't even think M&T Lion is in this league, to be honest, but might have to be added. Unless he is too quick. He is across the line and he does go 4th place, beating his team, not his team, yes his teammate Cypher the Carrot, who I think they are slipstreaming. Yes they are using the slipstream Cypher. But he is 5/10 off Sam's lap, and he is half a tenth down in that first sector, and that's very wide there. Again, I'm not sure if it's invalidated. Let's go with Parallax, as he is gunning for pole. He's 8/10 off. He does beat Epic the Animals lap, who is his title competitor, but at the minute M&T Lions lap is just way too strong for everyone. And he looks like he is way too strong for everyone, to be honest. As he is that? No, he did invalidate the, I was going to say, if that was a little sort of glitch what he done there. Let's go on board with Fox Limitless. I think he's on a flying lap, as he is currently one before last of the guys who have set lap, but he is currently in the top 10, aka Fox GP, who was here for Brazil but did lag out. He's 3/10 down on that lap, not looking to be improved. Football Yogurt, who is on our lap. As I can't re-invite you on, unfortunately. He's going to get a little bit of the slipstream off Bulky, not too much, but a little bit. If anything, it's going to hold him up slightly. Is he going to get anywhere near the Lion lap, or at least get close to Epic Animal and Parallax's lap? Tim Wentick's also on a flying lap. Does go very, very deep into there, not deep. What's his time going to be? As Lion does improve his time to a second gap. Wentink, who is not quite half a tenth up, but all he needs to improve by a tenth, as he goes very wide there. He needs to do is improve by a tenth, and could slot himself up into that second place, but still a whiles off of Lion at the minute. He's going to come across the line. He goes straight into the inside pit lane entry, which forces Sam too wide, maybe even force him off his lap. But he's lost it there. Tim out of the session, not improving his P4. Don't know what exactly he done that for. Let's go on board with Santu Racer now, who's coming into turn 1. He's not on a flying lap. I think he got invalidated because of the incident. Bulky's on 7 lap old softs. Fan Red Bull's on his flying lap. as Footy Mad has joined. There's two other guys in here also going to be making their debuts then today. There's Tim out in dramatic style. F1LL, not improvement. Hydro Andy, half a tenth up. He just needs that little push to go over Cypher. Maybe even if he improves enough to beat Sam's lap. Everyone's qualified on softs, no one on mediums. Q1 was on mediums before his crash. Andy 2.5 tenths up. This would force him above Cypher. Not quite as fast as Sam's lap though, but he will be breaking into the 115s as we only have a minute left in this qualifying session. Comes up to the line, it is 115.8, which puts him 6th on the grid. He should be happy with that, as Parallax is now on the time. He does get a slipstream off the racing point of the guy who's trying to beat. Yes, he is a second off, and Andy, after setting a brilliant lap, has just gone and got himself a 5 position grid penalty there. And Parallax, first sector, his delta saying just under half tenth up. He's going to push himself further into second, but I don't think he's going to be enough to get that pole position today, which is very unfortunate considering that MNT Lion came out of nowhere for this league. Let's go and have a look at the penalties. Good penalty. Bulky's got one, Santu's got one, Tim has got two, so he's going to be starting also around the back. As Parallax spins, Hydro Andy's also got one as Parallax loses the back end. Santu's retired as he's happy with his 116.6. Parallax has got to be gutted with that though, as he was going to further improve his time. Cypher's out the session, probably no more soft compound left, as Sam's on a final lap. He's at the second up. No, sorry, that he's just now started the final lap. Also Fox Limitless on the lap, Yogurt's on a lap, Eldon's on a lap, MNT Lion's on a lap, and Epic Animal is about to start his lap. So we do have a few cars on track. Hydro Andy, Eldon has just finished his session, Xenon has joined, Eldon is finishing 9th. Andy will now be starting at the back of the grid, well around the back, because he just got himself a 10 position grid penalty. Sam on his flying lap now though, we're going to stay on board with Sam. It's a very big cut. It's allowed, fair enough. As Parallax finishes the session, Bulky finishes the session, Sam, yes, he's clearly invalidated. Animal, is he going to be able to push himself over the limits and get on that front row? He's 2/10 down in the first sector. Yogurt's out, Fox Limitless is pitted, so it's all down to MNT Lion, who's about to finish his lap. He's up just under 2/10 up. At this point he's just showing off realistically how quick he is. Comes up to the line, it's a 113.8, the first driver to get in not just the 14s but the 113s as Epic Animal is finished, and this is how qualifying will look with no other changes to the grid. So we will see MNT Lion on pole on his debut by 1.2 seconds to be precise on that top step. Big gap, but it's going to be very short, not the biggest gap in the world tomorrow in the race to start with. We have Parallax P2, current championship leader on I believe 50 points, got 51 points after got the fastest lap in Brazil. Also Epic Animal third place, he's currently on 33 points I believe. Tim, 4th place, not got any points, same with Sam on 5th, so hopefully they can finish that. Andy with no points, I believe. So the grid, Lion on pole, Parallax second, who does have a 5 position grid penalty, so will be starting P7. Animal on third, who will be starting second. Wentic 4th, who will be starting 14th. Sam 5th, who will be starting third. Hydro Andy 6th, basically last. Cypher 7th, Santu 8th, who has got a penalty. Elder 9th, F1LL 10th, Fox Limitless 11th, Bulky 12th, Blazing 13th, Yoggers 14th, and Juwon 15th. And Juwon will round out the grid. I believe he's left the session because he was so annoyed with how he went out of the session dramatically in straight away. As there are 17 racers. Juwon is back in the lobby, I believe. Sorry I didn't catch that. But there's 17 drivers, Footy Mad and Crasher just joined. As we are about to get the formation lap underway. So here we go, 17 drivers, and MNT Lion's going to be taking the pole from all of them. Epic Animal second. Sam must be pretty happy with that third place considering that he's not got any points so far. Cypher with P4. Again, probably pretty happy with that. Parallax P5. The current championship leader needs to get a decent result to stay top of the championship. As long as Epic Animal doesn't get a decent result. 6th is Eldon. Gotta be happy with that. F1LL 7th, who is AFK on the grid. No, he is already back on the grid. Fox is 8th. On his debut, he was disconnected at Brazil. 9th is Blazing, who, considering he didn't set a lap, 9th is pretty good. Santu is in 10th, Yogurt's in 11th after not set a lap, Tim in 12th after penalties, Juwon is in 13th after obviously what happened, 14th is Andy, 15th is Bulky, Crasher is in 16th, and Footy Mad, who is for some reason absolutely flying the qualifying lap, is on the back of the grid. And seems to be cutting every single corner, as I think he just can't be bothered to wait. Which is fair enough, but MNT Lion is on pole, in all fairness, but he's got Epic the Animal and Sam to defend into turn 1. Epic the Animal looking to take the lead of the standings, but he is measly 17 points behind. Because of his P6 in Silverstone, where Parallax won because of incidents. But it's not the end of the world as we get out all the cars lining up on the grid as we're about to get underway. As MNT Lion is going to get us underway. Am I the lights? I didn't stop. Wait, what? Can't see the lights. Bulky. MNT Lion. I think he's letting everyone through. Bulky got the jump start. Epic the Animal's going to be leading the way right now. Bulky Volcano is disqualified from the session before turn 1. Epic the Animal leads into turn 1. Cypher Carrot behind. Parallax trying to get the move to hit down on him. Sam not the greatest start. Eldon with a decent start. MNT Lion is putting himself all the way at the back of the grid, which is respected because of his pace. Santureka is slowing down. The safety car is already out. Fox has left the session. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe more connection issues, considering he's not got a front wing damage. Crasher with a 5-second grid time penalty. But Epic the Animal leads us under the safety car before Cypher, who did get a podium, Footy Mad with a penalty. Cypher, who did get a podium at the start of the season, but he's had a pretty average since then. Parallax in P3 had a brilliant start considering that he wants to keep that championship and maybe even win the championship. Sam in fourth, dropped a position, dropped 2 positions considering that M&T line gave the start away. Eldon in fifth. He's going to be pretty happy with that. Try not to get himself a penalty, probably. Same with F1LL Red Bull. Yogurt just making his way to the field with his teammate, Tim. Crasher is currently in 9th to the penalty. Or 2. We got Tim and Crasher coming in though, so that's going to put M&T line up to 8th behind the safety car. Considering he dropped himself to last, he's not going to have to do anything to get to 8th, but Epic the Animal will probably get a big gap between himself and Lion when Lion has to get through the cars. Andy in 9th, considering where he started, he's got to be happy with that. Blazing's only dropped a position. I don't know if he's got damage. Yes, don't ask me why he's not boxed then, because he has a big amount of damage. Footy Mad's also out the session. Fox Limitless, who did leave the session, I think because of connection issues at counting P11. Tim is in P12, Santu P13, Crasher P14, and Big Boy Juan rounding out the grid in P15. Only 2 DNFs in these first 2 laps, one of them being a DSQ. Well, after just 9 laps of racing, and we only lost 2 drivers for the next 17, so pretty good. Consistent wise towards the end. Hopefully that's what we can have today. Consistent and clean racing, as M&T Lion has got himself a 5-second time penalty. That's going to be huge. As Parallax has got himself a 10-second time penalty, as he's also dropped himself down a lot of positions, and M&T Lion's also got himself a penalty, as he's done his own racing, as he's gone straight into Yogurt. M&T Lion after I say it's being clean, Lion goes and hits himself out, as that was, I don't know exactly what happened there. Footy's just left the session, Lion's at the session. Lion will no longer be racing with us in this league because of that. I don't care. Parallax has decided to leave the session. He is done. Even though he is championship leader, he is out of the session. He's not retired, he just left the session. Even though he is championship leader, he has said bugger this. As the pack is pretty bunched up, as Epic the Animal leads the way before Cypher, Sam. Tim just jumping past Elvin, having to give the position back. Blazing in P7. We've still got 14 drivers though. We've still got 14 drivers alive in this race with 4 wheels, so hopefully we can keep it like that. I'm not trying to jinx us or anything, but hopefully we can keep 14 drivers. As I think the safety car will be out for another lap after this one, just because of how far behind Crasher is. Valky Volcano is rejoined, even though he's out of the session. And so M9 safety car is in this lap. No wait, Crasher may be able to catch up because of how slow we are going away. Tim has got a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Cypher. I'm not sure if he's got damage though. Safety car is coming in, and away we go. It is all bunched up here, as there's about 8 cars all within a second of each other. Everyone is very close, as Epic Animal gets away nicely, but everyone has got that slipstream on him, as Tim Wentink is the closest car to him right now. Into turn 1 we go. There's about 7 cars there, all racing within a second of the leaders. Tim and Epic do battle there, as Tim takes the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix, as Cypher falls to P3, Sam and P4, Yogurt goes up to P5. Good racing from everyone there. No damage, which is, I don't think there was any damage, which is pretty good, as there is damage there, I believe, with Santu and Juan, as Juan just tucks himself in behind the 2 AI cars of Fox and Limitless. Fox Limitless has rejoined. I don't know if he will be able to get back into his car. we will see. I just forgot I had elementary. I forgot to put the tyre on. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if Fox is allowed back in his car. If he is not, that's very unfortunate, as Yogurt has just got himself a big time penalty as he is retired from the session. I'm not sure what he done, as we are left with 13. 4 retirements falling behind. But the Cypher with on his tail, and Eldon is then falling behind them, as F1LL falling behind them, with Andy on his tail, Crasher in P8, Santu and Renault fighting as a spin. And I think that was Blazing, who's got away unscathed. No, he's not, he's got a huge amount of wing damage. And Juwon is on his tail, Crasher going up to P8, sorry. Forgot to mention, and I think Juwon, yes, Juwon does have damage. Again, not signing not to pit, as I think Fox, even though he's not allowed to jump back in his car. So the Parallax asked all ahead of Santu with huge wing damage. Does he have wing damage? I don't think there's enough for big wing damage. I think this car is safe. Wentink, bear in mind on the medium tyres, is leading Epic Animal as I now pulled the second gap. Never mind, as gap's now re-ended a second. He does put in a good lap there as he opens up with a great exit, as we do see Sam with the DRS open. No, he doesn't. DRS is not activated yet. Right on the back. Not right on the back, but we do. There's no very close battle. Let's go on board with F1LL as he is using up all that EOS as Andy has none, as he turns in on him. I think Andy turned in very early then. Elvin's got himself a 3-second time penalty, which is. He is safe from F1LL for now. Blazing is boxing for a set of softs. Maybe he could go for fastest lap. Sim is opening his gap up to 1.6 seconds, and it's gonna keep going at this rate. The mediums can go a long way on this circuit though. Can go a very long way. Maybe like 20 laps without a safety car. As Crasher gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Epic Animal the one falling behind Tim, as Tim is making his lead big. Sam trying to just stay with Epic Animal, I think just made contact with the wall. Not enough damage though. Cypher up in P4, he's got to be happy with that surely. Eldon in P5 is trying to cover off that 3-second gap of Andy and F1LL, who are fighting like crazy at the minute. I don't think either car has damage, and also Crashing is now involved in this fight, as I think Tim has made a mistake. Yes, there's a virtual safety car, as I think there was a mistake, as Epic the Animal has no longer got a front wing. This will be great for Blazing and Big Boy Juwon, as Tim has lost some of his front wing. I think he was at the cause of this incident. Same with Sam. I don't think he's actually got damage. I know Epic Animal has got wing damage though, as Cypher will have to get past. No, he won't. Cypher and Eldon are going to be on the back. This is not the race for Eldon with his penalty, as Crasher did get past both Andy and F1LL. Juwon with a 3-second time penalty and the safety car, and the virtual safety car, sorry. I thought it was a safety car. Never mind, it was just a virtual, because of no retirement. Santu in P9, Fox in P10, even though he's not allowed to get back in the car, unfortunately. Same with Parallax if he rejoins. Juwon in P12. At this point, any points would be taken from him. Blazing in 13th and rounding out the grid. Not the greatest of times that he's had this season, but he'd be happy at this stage with any points considering his season so far and how unfortunate he has been. Tim leads away, Sam on the back as Sam in the wall. Very, very good defending from both cars. Both cars going very defensive to keep the lead. Tim, I think, went defensive at the same time Sam went to overtake. As Wentink knows he was in the wrong there and leaves Sam back as Tim Wenting just absolutely taken out Eldon. I don't think he gave Eldon much wing damage, he gave him complete half wing damage. Tim Wenting just let by Sam and turned in on Eldon. And I mean, yes, he's a quick driver, we might have to reconsider him being in the league, to be completely honest, after that. Also, drivers like that. I mean, Epic Animal's going to be happy with that. There's no safety car, that I just realised. Fox Limitless is trying to jump back in his car because he is in P6. Don't think he can jump back in his car though. Crasher currently leading the way, very unexpectedly, in the Haas on his debut. He's going to be happy with that. As Andy is currently in P2, he's going to never expected that also. As Sam boxes, I think that's the controversial one. No, it's not. It's for a brand new front wing. Same with Eldon, but they're going to be both going to the end. Sam 2 and P3. After the start he's had, he should be happy with that. Fox in P4, he must be not being able to get back into his car. But the points that he gets here will count because he did start the race. Epic Animal in P5. Just overtaking Parallax. Epic Animal, considering Parallax is now AI, he can close that gap down because he's going to be hunting for this win. Probably hoping for another safety car at this rate. Parallax, who is clear by 18 points, I think. 17 points, sorry. No, 18 points it is. He's leaving it all in his AI's hands. G1 is P7, hunting down Parallax. F1 Fan Red Bull in 8th. Cypher in P9. With his teammate Sam in 10th. These two cars seem to be together all the time. Sam going on board, as he is very close. He's not going to dive on the inside. He is purple in that sector. Cypher, I think, let him by, as Sam is right on the back of F1 Fan Red Bull, and he's also on the back of Parallax. Will we be able to see Sam maybe do a double move into here, as Fan Red Bull doesn't have much ERS. Sam has quite a lot. I mean, F1 Fan Red Bull is using it. That 16% he does have is going in the bin, as F1 Fan Red Bull easily going to get that job done there on Parallax. Sam, there's contact. There is contact from Fan Red Bull. I think Sam turned in on him, but I think at the same time Red Bull F1 Fan could have went a bit deep. Eldon now chasing down the back and blazing for a point. This is the battle for a point. Crasher leads the way, but 2.4 seconds now. F1 Fan Red Bull with a 3-second time penalty. He's going to be gutted. Fox Limitless collided with Juon. There's a huge collision, that's going to cause a safety car. To go on board for F1 Fan Red Bull, see of the contact. I'm not sure what happened, considering Fox is in an AI. Juon's out and Parallax is out. Big 3-car incident, meaning that there's only now 9 cars left in this race rather than 12. Very unfortunate that we don't even have the full grid picking up a point, but that is, I'm sorry I didn't catch that, but I think that must have been Juon's fault, considering that Parallax and Fox were AIs. But a lot of cars will be happy with that. Sam going to pit for a new set of hards. Crasher going to be absolutely gutted with that, because his 20-second gap is now going to close to nothing, because Epic Animal is going to hunt him down on the restart for this victory. Hydro Andy also just pitted for a new set of softs. Probably going to go from softs to another set of softs, perhaps, depending on how long he can take them. Blazing, I mean, anyone who finishes now is getting the points. simple as. Sam, again after a good race. Crasher does decide to box. He can't go on the hards. I don't think he'll be able to take those mediums to the end, as he does a service penalty there, which will put Epic the Animal into the first position. No matter what happens, yes, because of that 5-second penalty, we do see Epic the Animal into first, Hydro Andy in second, but Crasher does rejoin in P3. Honestly, if you're in this chat and you're a clean driver, I mean, you can feel free to join at this point. There's a lot of dirtiness in this league. There's 1, 2, 3, 8 drivers out in the first 12 laps. Would have only been 5, but a big incident, I think involving Juan, forced it to be 8 rather than just the 5. Pretty sure anyone would have took. Pretty sure Fox and all that would have been happy if they got to finish the race under the AIs. Also, thank you everyone for subscribing to the channel. We just hit 20 subscribers. So thanks for that. And all the support on season 2 since I've been commentating, of course. But there's not going to be in this lap because of Sam, and he has to recatch the field. But I mean, he's going to be getting points today, which is good for him. Every single car on 100% battery now. As we do have Blazing on 7-lap-old soft tyres, which could hurt his start. Big on very old softs. We do have, I suppose 5-lap-old tyres is not exactly poor, but as I think the safety car will come in this lap. Sam is still a little behind, as I think he's not in AI, he's just going on slowly. Safety car will be in this lap though, I'm pretty sure. Everyone is following. No penalties so far under safety car conditions. Safety car is in this lap. As Sam gets a penalty. Don't tell me he's got wing damage again. No, he doesn't. Safety car is in this lap, and Epic Animal is getting us underway. Hydro Andy and Crasher side by side. Blazing also trying to get side by side there. Sam also coming into the pits. I think he did have damage. Sam has come into the pits to retire. There was a bit of contact in the mix. Now we're left with 8 drivers, with F1LL and Cypher all into the pits, meaning that Blazing gets the job done as there's big incident, big contact, and he loses his entire wing. No, he doesn't. I think there was a lot of damage there. Yes, Andy did lose an end plate. So did Santu. Blazing hasn't got damage. I don't know if Crash has got damage. I can't tell. Give me a better perspective. I don't think he has, no. F1LL stuck in the pit lane as he's only now came out being stuck behind Eldon. Not the best situation in the world. Got no more league races today, which is pretty lit. And then I've got 4 I think tomorrow. Not the littest in the world. As Epic the Animal is leading us away. It's going with Blazing as he's followed by Eldon. It's going towards Eldon as I hate having a low amount of cars in a race because then it's no battles and no fun, even though safety car was just a lap ago. It's not the best, not the greatest thing in the world. As he is still close, there's a medium to hard, so Eldon should realistically be quicker. He is now within 5/10. He will have DRS, as long as Andy, Crasher and Epic finish, they will be on the podium. He's still on the back. El Santuresa is also now caught up to the back of that battle. Should you have a 3-car battle, Blazing, Eldon and Santu battle 4th. As Santu gets a much better exit than both other cars out of there. Hopefully we don't get contact with these 3 cars now. As Santu looks to get the job done. I think Eldon tapped the rear end of Blazing, no contact, I don't think. As Santu keeps hold the inside line. Very nicely done there from Santu. As Eldon's fallen off a little bit. Santu is on fresh softs compared to Blazing's fresh hard, so he's going to be much quicker down the straight. He's going to get the job done. I think he will get the job done as Blazing is moving back and forth. Santu is going to get the inside and get the job done as he gets a full car length, as Eldon is all back in with the battle now. Crash's gap to Epic is only 2.5 seconds. Not the largest of gaps in the world. He does go very deep into there, but Blazing, he does get Blazing, and Blazing goes at the inside of Eldon. That was a bit of a silly decision, to be honest, from Blaze. As he dives at the inside. Now that's just caused no battles, as Blazing is now in the hands of Cypher. As long as Cypher has the pace, Santu goes to purple. No close battles though, as Crasher's gap is not the hugest considering he's on fresher tyres, as Epic Animal will take the championship lead after this Grand Prix, as he will gain to 58 points, going 8 points clear in the championship. As let's just quickly check the driver of the day possibilities, Crasher or Andy at the minute. This is the closest gap we got now, Crasher and Epic, as Crasher is starting to close that gap down. Epic's tyres might start to be dying off now, as Crasher doesn't perfect those few corners as he might like to do so. But all in all, he should be quicker just down to the fresher pump downs of tyre. .3 seconds, that's also Cypher's gap to Blazing. Crasher goes very deep, which is going to open the gap to about 2.6 to 2.7 seconds. So on board with Cypher's now has the closest gap in the race. We only have 8 cars left in this Grand Prix. Cypher is continuously closing the gap down on the car ahead in Blazing. .16 laps to go in this Grand Prix. .17 even, as Cypher has now got that gap within 2 seconds to 1.7. Pretty darn good from him. So he is hunting that gap down. To Blazing. Crasher is also closing his gap down to Epic out front. But the gap is now within a second with Cypher and Blazing. Blazing's gap to Eldon's 5 seconds, Eldon's gap to Santu is 5 seconds. Cypher gets the move done on Blazing. Blazing's going to look to come back down the start-finish straight as Hydro Andy is into the pits. Hopefully this can make another battle between him and Eldon, or even him, Blazing, and Cypher, as he does rejoin just a second and a half or so behind Eldon. But we do have Blazing now back on the back of Cypher. Blazing tries to go very deep as Blazing cuts that corner. It's not going to be enough. As Blazing tries to do another job on the inside, into that corner. Here's a bit of a silly decision from him. The Hydro Andy is now on the back of Eldon. Andy is definitely gonna get the job done. Not got as much ERS, no as Eldon. As he is closing that gap, and he is gonna get the job done. As he has exactly 0% coming into there. But he does get that job done for P4. Also Blazing and Cypher going neck and neck into turn 1. Cypher goes a little bit deep, which is going to give Blazing the position. Cypher putting a little bit too much on the throttle there, which is going to put him a little bit wide. Or deep even. And Blazing still trying to defend. Cypher goes deep, which forces Blazing deep. Cypher's going to dive on the inside. Again, this is a little scrappy battle. Blazing goes very deep into there. This is literally Cypher back down the inside. Blazing's going to go down the inside. Cypher back does the undercut. Blazing again does the exact same thing, and this is the biggest battle we've got so far, as Crusher's keeping that gap at around 2.4 seconds so far. Again, this battle's still going on. Cypher not going to send it down the inside, going to wait for the back straight. Never mind, he's going to send one in. Blazing trying to do the undercut. Saturn 2 comes in for his final stop of the race, as Eldon's going to come out on P4. Cypher and Blazing still having their battle though. They battle all the way down to the wires. Blazing's gonna get that inside line. He's gonna get that job done as he forces Cypher out of the move. Doesn't allow him to get back up the inside. Cypher's gonna try and get the better exit though. As he goes very wide, but does get the better exit ultimately. As we did see Epic come in, as he is going to try and do the undercut. He is doing the undercut to open that gap larger to the Crasher, which he is doing very perfectly, unless we do see Crasher stay out if we can. It's going to be a very tough ask for him though. Gonna send one. No moves done yet. He is pretty close to doing that move though. He just forced Blazing on the inside, which is gonna give Blazing a penalty ultimately. Cypher sends one up the inside, which is gonna force Blazing very wide. And Santu, who is boxed for the hards, is now back in this fight, and he's gonna absolutely fly by both cars by the seams of things. Not even giving them time to do the act, as Santos completely defending. Cypher sending up the inside, and so does Blazing. Both sending up the inside, which is ultimately going to give Santos the position, and Blazing goes into the side of Cypher. Bear in mind, this battle must go on by the seams of things. No words. Absolutely no words on that. Yep. No words. Absolutely no words. As that's gonna force the closest battle to 6 seconds. As F1LL leaves, as he knows he's coming last in 7th place, which is not the worst thing in the world. Let's bear in mind the owner just turned out in on a car. And the closest gap we have right now is Crusher, 4.7 seconds. He's flying that gap down to Epic Animal on fresh offs. 4.7 seconds is the gap. He's looking at it, get that down closer. 4.7 still, maybe in the 4.5s by the end of the next lap. It's going to be a tough ask for him to close the gap all the way down. He easily gets past Blazing's AI, not the AI, who's just inside the box. As he is going to be going fastest lap. Is Crusher. Crusher now into 3 seconds nearly. Is looking to close this gap down now into 3 seconds. Is very close as he does go pit in the middle sector. Is going to look to get that fastest lap. This is his debut, and this is a brilliant debut indeed. 3.6 seconds now, goes pretty wide into there. 3.5 seconds another gap. F1LL with 118.3, and he just goes and absolutely beats that with 117.1. Crusher does go deep, but is going to ultimately have that gap where he wants it, around 3 seconds. I will check the penalty system in just 1 second. Which will ultimately decide the race. Let's check the penalties. Epic the Animal with 2 penalties, Crusher with 6 penalties, so ultimately the Epic Animal, whatever happens, will win this race. Yes, really whatever happens, he will win the race. But he reckons if he wins on track, it's going to be still a bigger milestone realistically. gap is now into 3 seconds. I think that original way of the soft tyres is now away, as he can't really close the gap down as much as he originally was. He is still coming down a little bit, but considering the closest gap after this is 10 seconds, it's going to be quite a dead last 7 or so laps to the race. 2.3 seconds. This gap is closing down quite a lot. Now it's 2.1s. Crash with another penalty. We're a little bit deep out of turn 3. Again, cuts the corner a decent amount. I mean, he's probably take at this point when on track rather than with penalties. He's just probably going to be happy if he gets P2 with pens. Now into 1.9 second mark. There's 7 laps left in this race. 6, 5 even. 6, and I don't even know, don't even ask me. Cypher has now bowed out the session as Crasher is not even closing this gap down anymore. It's now back over 2 seconds. As Epic is just going to be consistently putting in his lap times. If the gap is now into 2.1, I think Epic has comfortably won this race. Even if Crasher does close in with penalties, the gap is now into 1.5 seconds. Epic has clearly made a big mistake in the S's. Now it's down to 1.4. Crasher is still closing this gap down. I'm not going to be entirely sure of the tyre wear right now, but I'm pretty sure Crasher's percentage should be higher than Epic's. It was a pretty bold decision for Crasher to go on softs, but I mean realistically to try and keep fighting, he had to go on to the softs. Now we're now into 1 second. It looks like Epic Animal is struggling. As he gets another penalty there, he knows he's going to win this race from here, but another day he's got to finish it off, hasn't he? No matter what's happening, he's got to be able to finish what he started. Crasher has now got the gap within 0.4 of a second. Epic Animal clearly either struggling or his tyres are, or he is, I don't think he got old tyres. Eldon has gone 18 laps on those mediums. So I think Crasher will be our driver of the day as Eldon has left the session, maybe a lag out. I think Crasher will be driver of the day. Forza Ferrari was driver of the day in Britain. Crasher does get past on track. And that gap, as Crasher was very deep into turn 1. Epic Animal, not trying to fight back. He knows how that Crasher has about 1 billion penalties. As Crasher brake checks Epic Animal, stops and then turns into him. I think Crasher is trying to be strategical because he knows he has so many penalties. I think the gap has to be about 15, 16 to 18, maybe even 21 seconds. That's all Epic has to be in. As Crasher's now opened up to 1.3 seconds. I mean, the next closest gap is 17, so let's be honest, this race is just going to be boring. Crasher realistically is going to win on track. The gap is a second, even with Epic's bit of wind damage. We're now 7/10. There is a yellow flag for, I think, one of the... Crasher is trying to force Epic out of this race. That's what he's trying to do. And Epic's got a 5-second penalty for that. Crasher is disqualified. Crasher, the absolute retard he is, sorry for using this language, but for the absolute retard he is, has got himself disqualified from this race. Why would you do that? He probably has as many brain cells as my dead cat for doing that. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not gonna win the race anyway, but it's his own loss. We're just going to go on board with Epic the Animal for this next, coming up to 2 laps, as he is going to close out this race with probably the most comfortable win he's had, considering that we've had 12 retirements in this race. Oh, 10, I'm not very good at counting. 11, I was not wrong. As he is he on the last lap? I'm not sure if he's on the last lap. We're gonna go just sit on board with Epic for the last 2 laps and probably just stay quiet for them, because I really can't be bothered to talk at this point in time, because the race is just so dead as we're finishing with 6 races. I mean, 10 is pretty good in Britain, and 12 until the last lap. It's pretty good. I mean, this really just takes the piss, doesn't it? Let's be honest. "12 seconds is his gap to Hydro Andy." Let's quickly check Hydro Andy's penalties, because he could sneak this win. I'm not gonna lie. Epic Animal, I think, has 3, 6, 9, 14 seconds, and Andy has 3 seconds. Andy just has to close this gap to 11 seconds, and that is all he needs to do to win this race. It's already 9.5, and I think that Andy will snuck this race home anyway, because of how much of an absolute arsehole, or what, just how much of a retard Crasher is being. Sorry, but just have to face facts realistically, and it's not the nicest thing in the world what he's done there, just to try and win the race where he knew for a fact that he wasn't be in competition to do so. But Hydro Andy, we're just going to go on board with him for the final lap, as he's going to win this race. And yes, he is going to win this race, we know that for a fact, as of this point in time. and he probably knows himself. He's going to be absolutely happy with that. Didn't know what to say. But we will go aboard with Epic Animal, as he is going to come across the line in P1. But we're going to go on board with Hydro Andy now, as he's going to come across the line to win here in Mexico, as we do see Eldon now Santu trying to close that gap down, but I'm not sure the penalty state. So Santu with Eldon in AI going to just absolutely try and push as much as he can towards the finish. I'm not sure on the both cars' penalty statuses. He is now a second at one penalty distance to Eldon, and that's going to be how the race finishes. Santu was very happy with is going to be happy with P3. But I mean, what happened today is just I just don't know, man. Let's go away with the classifications anyway, as Hydro Andy is going to win the race from P14. Never mind, he's going to take driver of the day. Epic second, Santu third, Alvin fourth, Blazing fifth, and everyone from Red Bull sixth, and all the rest is history and retirements. That's it from round 4 from me today. See you guys at round 5, wherever it is, and I'll just see you guys then. So see you.